The word conspiracy derives from the Latin con, with, together, and spirare, to breathe. The world is abound with mystery. Occasionally we get to glimpse behind the curtain. So let's take a breath together and do some research. Hi, my name's Alex Witney, and this is Conspiracy 101. Today, we're looking into birds aren't real. An odd topic, but I feel like this is a good way to end Series 1, as I'm dubbing it, the 10th episode of Conspiracy 101. And where better to start than with internet research, than incognito mode, and then Wikipedia. It's not in my book. It's not in the Conspiracy 101 book. This is a relatively new conspiracy and an interesting one because it highlights a few different areas, I think, around the conspiracy, the different groups involved with conspiracies, and from an outsider looking in, seems to make fun of people like myself. So how could you make fun of someone looking like me? We shall see. So, birds aren't real is a satirical conspiracy theory, aren't they all? Which posits that birds are actually drones operated by the United States government to spy on American citizens. Right, so there's your flaw there. You get birds in different countries. Boo! Figured that one out quick, didn't we? In 2018, journalist Rachel Roberts described birds aren't real as a joke that thousands of people are in on. It's a billboard in Memphis, Tennessee from 2019. Background. Peter McIndoe, born 97-98. Yeah, 97-98. Created the satirical conspiracy theory on a whim in January 2017. After seeing pro-Trump counter-protesters at the 2017 Women's March in Memphis, Tennessee. McIndoe wrote "Birds aren't real" on a poster and improvised a conspiracy theory amongst the counter-protesters as a spontaneous joke. A video of McIndoe at the march went viral, which birthed a satirical movement. That'd be an interesting one to see, wouldn't it? So let's have a look, see if there's an actual... Doesn't look like there's an actual video. Oh, it's a Snopes article, so that's pretty good, actually. Not Control-Z, just back. In 2017, he posted on Facebook, "I made a satirical movement a few months ago, and people on Instagram seem to like it a lot." He later disclaimed the post, saying it was written by a staffer who was fired, and did not admit until 2021 that he did not truly believe in the conspiracy. The movement claims that all birds in the United States were exterminated by the federal government between 1959 and 1971. That kind of happened in China, and it led to mass famine. So, there you go, strike two. And replaced by lookalike drones used by the government to spy on citizens. The specifics of these theories are not always consistent, not unlike actual conspiracy theories. What are you trying to say there, Wikipedia? They claim that birds sit on power lines to recharge themselves, that birds poop on cars as a tracking method, that's clever, and that US President John F. Kennedy was assassinated by a government duo due to his reluctance to kill all the birds. Supporters. Some supporters have demonstrated with signs stating birds aren't real and related slogans. In 2019, a billboard was erected stating "Birds aren't real" in Memphis, Tennessee. In 2021, some supporters demonstrated in front of Twitter's San Francisco headquarters, demanding that the company change its bird logo. In 2021, MSNBC said that there are hundreds of thousands of members. Media appearances. McIndoe has made multiple media appearances and done multiple interviews promoting the Birds Aren't Real movement. In 2021, he stated he works full-time as a spokesperson for the movement, making money from sales of merchandise. Fair enough. In 2019, In a 2019 interview with WREG-TV, McIndoe used both sidism to promote Birds Aren't Real, saying he was offended by the question about whether the movement was satirical, as such a question would not be asked of the opposite opinion, that birds are real. On January 6, 2022, McIndoe threw up during a live TV interview with the Chicago-based WGN9. Adweek called it an apparent prank, and McIndoe labelled it a hit job. In January 2020, McIndoe featured in a profile of the movement for Vice, giving his first media interview while not in character. In May 2022, McIndoe did an interview with 60 Minutes. He started off the interview in character, but later broke character and described the purpose behind creating a satirical movement. So it's taken this concept of misinformation and almost building a little safe space to come together within and laugh at it, rather than be scared by it, and accept the lunacy of it all, and be a bird truther for a moment in time when everything's so crazy. That sounds like a cover, doesn't it? So the Bailfield conspiracy, another satirical conspiracy, is basically the you've probably more likely heard of Finland's Not Real, or the Swedish World Cup never happened. It's the same idea. It's the this place in Germany just doesn't exist, and loads of people just sort of go along with it. And yeah, there are quite a few of these conspiracy theories that are around. However, this one has, you know, why even talk about this one? Why bring this one up when there are so many other ones? And it's because this one's got so much attention recently. And it's just curious as to why. And I just don't know. I don't know why this one, as opposed to others, like Finland doesn't exist and all those kind of, you know, the weird conspiracy theories, even the weird conspiracy theories that people actually believe in. Why aren't they getting picked up but birds aren't real is? Yeah, that works. So, this is the Snopes article. Maybe, yeah, let's go through the Snopes article first, and then we'll go on the actual official website. The conspiracy theory has an official website. So what is the birds... So, what is the Birds Aren't Real movement? The movement spokesman insists it's not satire. Oh, this is an article. Weird. Image via screenshot Birds Aren't Real YouTube page. I guess this is the original, from the original Instagram. Yeah. That does look like a hastily put together sign that wasn't necessarily pre-planned. If you use the internet, there's a good chance you've happened upon mention of a bizarre conspiracy theory known as Birds Aren't Real. And if you've tried to figure out what it is, you've probably come across the video. I hope you can. Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to pick it up on the microphone because the I've got loads of filters that just take out background noise because I've got my AC on. Something's happening outside. Hopefully you can't hear it. Anyway, wait. You've probably come across videos of people carrying anti-bird signage who appear to be not just convinced, but passionate about the idea that birds are not just fake. They're a shady government plot. Should we watch this? Let's watch this.
I'm just saying, like, this is a movement that needs to be known. People think, like, this is a farce, or, oh, ha, 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 like, we're doing something funny. No, this is a real movement to let people know this is about the fucking government spying on all of us, taking away our freedoms, our privacy, and, like, telling us what we can do with our lives and how we can establish any kind of, like, personal business for ourselves. Fuck the government, fuck the birds.
I've been communicating with Nikki telepathically in my dreams for the past 2 years.
Apologies if you heard some crossover there. I forgot to mute my mic whilst listening to it. She was very passionate, wasn't she? And also very foul-mouthed. So what is it? Is it a conspiracy theory? Or is it a joke? Why not both? That seems to be the question surrounding the so-called Birds Aren't Real movement. Is this movement a real thing or a hoax? One Snopes reader asked. I'd love to know if it's satire or these people are actually that deluded, another reader inquired. The Birds Aren't Real movement was probably best described in Is it satire? Based on our review of social media accounts and various analysis of birds aren't real. This is not a laughing matter. It seems safe to say that the movement is satire that skews real conspiracy movements that are built on similarly far-fetched beliefs. But it also captures the zeitgeist of Gen Z, who have grown up on social media-driven information ecosystem in which facts have become partisan footballs. Evidence that movement satirical motives, the Daily Beast dug up a Facebook post from the movement's founder, Peter McKinder, who in 2017 posted, I made a, we read all this. Is satire actually funny? I think it can be. Oh, probably not. Yep. Cool, it has sources, that's nice. Right, let's have a look at the actual official website. And here we have the history. Just says the history. Is it the history of the movement? Is it the history of birds? We do not know. But we shall find out. Warning, disturbing content. The only way to properly explain is with words. Chapter 1. Why? When asked to write the unabridged history of this organisation, I was taken aback. I knew that I had reached many thousands in my quest to spread the truth, but I was bewildered and frustrated with myself when I realised that I had not yet done an acute job of giving details, the why, the how, the when, the who. I knew that I had to write something that was concise, accurate, and free of any fault or error. This is my work. This is quite long, isn't it? What? Okay, so it begins 1947. CIA was founded. Eyes in the sky. How? It is an imperative that we discuss the methods the government used to extinguish over 12 billion birds between 1959 and 1971. If we are to make disciples of the birds aren't real movement, getting a bit religious on us there, we must equip each and every person with the knowledge of what truly happened in this saga of insanity and government corruption. So, Area 51, bombings, war of the country, Operation something. This is very, there's a lot to that, isn't there, really? Let's have a look. Ah, you can buy things. Cool. I am a lie. Stickers, they're always appropriate. Birds aren't real hat. The birds aren't real bucket hat. I like it. We don't, on today's show, have a sponsor. And that is because Gareth, who is our behind-the-scenes guy, yeah, well, it's your fault, so I'm going to bring your name into it, has been purposely making jokes, and our sponsors aren't real, basically, and haven't been for the past 9 episodes, so we're not going to do any more sponsored segments for the foreseeable future until we actually get sponsors. But Len from Flat Roof Pub, just down by where I live, you'll know him if you'll know him. If you see him, you'll know him. Said that he's offering, these are G Fuel Energy Crystals, Phaseberry. They're a couple of months out of date. He's saying that he's doing 2 for £1, which I think is quite good. I'm not really up on what the kids take nowadays. And this is, the world of drugs and stuff is all very new to me. But I think G Fuel is quite popular amongst streamers. I guess they take it to keep awake. It's basically, it looks like popping candy with, I can't open it, with like Pro Plus, like jimmied into it. Fixed focal length. That won't. It tastes like. Oh, it doesn't taste very nice. Oh, I guess you have to. You do eat them, don't you? Yeah. Or do you snort it? You eat it. Okay. Try it. Bottoms up. I don't know about you, but 2 for £1 is pretty cheap. And in this, and in this economy, you can't shirk deals like that. Oh. Oh, yeah, it's probably best to crunch them. Right. Let's go back to the Wikipedia page and have a look at some of these articles, because I honestly thought there was going to be more to this. There really isn't, is there? There's movement updates, which I guess is just Poultrygate. About us. There we go. Who are we? This is good. Oh, FAQ, actually. That is one thing I do want to see, actually. So, go away, YouTube. So he threw up on TV. That seems a bit odd. Okay, I'm going to mute myself so that you can hear what's happening. This is from The Independent.
Joe is the founder of Birds Aren't Real movement. He joins us now. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
So are there people that find your account and think that it's real?
You know, I think there's a lot of people that find our social media accounts and see a different side of Gen Z in America. You know, Gen Z is full of some amazing men, women, and children that are aiming for change. And I think that is, you know, just what our movement's all about.
But it's more than just Gen Z's falling for conspiracy theories. Why? You
oh, my God. I'm so nervous. I'm so sorry.
Well, we hope you're okay. Why don't we give you some time to collect yourself? If you need help, let us know in the control room there, and we'll get back to you if we can.
Pretty sure they're raspberry flavours, so that's not blood, so it's fine. Yeah, definitely meant to be eaten. Okay, so that was definitely fake, wasn't it? You had a sip of something. I think there are more fun ways to make yourself throw up on camera. And he didn't necessarily... I don't know what I'm looking at that for. What I actually think... I genuinely have a theory on this one. Which is interesting, because honestly, on this show, we don't usually do theories for... I really hope you can't hear that. That is so loud. I don't know what's going on outside. I really don't. But hopefully you can't hear it. So there are, yeah, I don't usually have theories, and we usually just talk about facts. But this one's so interesting in that it just keeps on coming up. And I feel like we're at a point now where I'm going to do something I've never done before on this show. Actually get out, or maybe create. Never done this. Round. Kind of ruins it, doesn't have any green screen. Huh. The voices do actually stop. That's kind of cool. Anyway, I think this is a false flag. I think this is a diversion by maybe the United States government, maybe someone else, in order to take people away from a genuine conspiracy regarding birds, which I will talk about at length, and that's what the majority of this episode is going to be about, because it's quite short of a moment, isn't it? And I think this is a false flag. I think this is trying to take away attention. I think this has been put in place by the government, not by this Peter McKendra. I think he's a CIA, FBI, an initialism, but much higher up probably, put in place in order to divert and distract from certain things. Now, before we get onto that, we're going to do our little Wikipedia break. Well, usually I leave this to the end, but I feel like this is kind of like a two-parter episode. So we've got the first part and then we've got the second part. So I'm going to do this now. And I heard about this. Someone was talking about basically a watch. I was watching a video on a watch. Occasionally I get onto things like that. And this was a real thing. Swatch tried to do a their own time, a decimal time, which I think had been done before in the French Revolution, where they divided the solar day into 1,000, just into the number 1,000, and each of those was called a dot beat. So, for example, 20 to 5 in the afternoon or in the evening would be 734.84, and this watch would actually it would say the normal time, but it would also say the at time. And I found that's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. And apparently it would do away with time zones, because everybody would have this weird it wouldn't be to do with, dawn or going to bed. It would just be this generic time. And that's kind of the thing anyway, isn't it? With UTC, and even a lot of places just use GMT, you know time. I'm sure you've heard of it. But I found that really interesting. Right, okay. Before part 2, before I explain my conspiracy regarding birds and go into more details as to why birds aren't real is a false flag, I'm going to go outside and check to see what's going on, because it is ridiculous. I don't know what's going on, but it is just annoying. I'm going to go tell them to shut up. All right, so I'll be back in a second.